Rusev wants the Intercontinental gold.
The following is a tag team match scheduled for one fall. Introducing first from Los Angeles, California, weighing in at 240 pounds, LA Knight.
What a wild stretch it's been for LA Knight. Thinking he could grab gold in Paris, the incredible conflicts we've seen with Jey Uso, and now he just wants to get hands on the Vision, the Bronze. And he lands Jimmy Uso as his late fine tag team partner for this matchup. That is coming up next, right here on Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
LA Knight believes that he can only count on himself. Tonight's tag team partner is out of pure necessity. We saw how Monday Night Raw ended last week. Jey Uso with a main event spear to the megastar. LA Knight not about to take that or any other disrespect, perceived or otherwise, without a fight.
Great crowd here at Mass Mutual Center in Springfield. Listen, this is one of those smaller type barns from the 70s, but this place has been roaring all night.
Absolutely, I am pleasantly blown away by the energy of the WWE Universe in Springfield. I'm gonna have to go congratulate Mayor Quimby after this.
And his tag team partner from San Francisco, California, weighing in at 251 pounds, Jimmy Uso.
Jimmy Uso, interesting evening for him. He initially had rejected the offer of LA Knight and then had an exchange with his brother that had him going back to LA Knight and said, yeah, if you still need some help, I'm here.
Certainly a complicated situation between all three of these men. Obviously, Jimmy and Jey down since day one, but Jimmy can understand the frustrations being felt by LA Knight and is eager to lend a helping hand, even if it was inspired by a rift with his own brother.
Their opponents representing the Vision, the team of Big Bronson Reed and Braun Breaker.
Gonna be awesome tomorrow night at 8 p.m. at Full Sail University. It is the NXT Homecoming, where so many of the greats came up. NXT is going back, Corey.
Prince Pretty returns, Tyler Breeze in action, and look at this roster of stars headed back to Orlando to celebrate all things NXT. You're not gonna wanna miss it.
Of course, following WrestleMania, the first seeds of the Vision were planted, and they have sprouted with Bron Breakker and Big Bronson Reed together under Seth Rollins' guidance, and that has been dangerous. We didn't know it would be this dangerous, but we have found out.
The guidance of not only Seth Rollins, but the absent Oracle, Paul Heyman. And I wonder, Joe, if part of LA Knight, perhaps even part of Jimmy and Jey Uso, don't see the beginnings of a bloodline type faction in its infancy. Maybe that's why it's so important to try to topple Bronson Reed or Braun Breaker or Seth Rollins, whoever that may be, to stop the Vision from growing into an out-of-control monster like the Bloodline was for so many years.
Of course, you know the injuries that were sustained to Paul Heyman in Paris. Braun Breaker gets so upset over that. He gets enraged. Dogs have been barking for weeks. So earlier tonight, LA Knight turned to general manager Adam Pearce. He said, just give me Breaker, give me Reed. He said, I'll tell you what, you can do it in a tag team, you got to find yourself a partner. That was a struggle for a bit. Jimmy Uso rejected the initial offer. Then there was a unique exchange with his brother Jay, and all of a sudden he went back to LA Knight, and here we are.
Something made Big Jim reconsider, so here we are, just days before Big Jim joins his brother Main Event Jay. The Usos reunited to battle Breaker and Reed at WrestlePalooza. But you know this is all about LA Knight getting his lick back, putting his hands on Braun Breaker, on Bronson Reed, whom have both cost him major accomplishments in his career recently.
Now remember, as he's getting taken down by Braun Breaker, remember, there was a message sent prior to Roman Reigns being injured to his cousin Jey Uso to be out for your interest, be out for the family interest, to stop being the guy you've been in certain contexts. And the next thing you know, it comes into play with the exchange we saw with Jimmy earlier today, and I don't think he took to it well, and thus he's here.
Well, here's the thing. Roman Reigns gave advice as the tribal chief, as the man who ruled over WWE with an iron fist for over 1,000 days. Main Event Jay had a taste of the mountaintop. Jay knows what it feels like to be World Heavyweight Champion, and he misses it. It's addicting, Joe. Greatness is an addiction. Jey Uso wants his next fix. If that means changing a few things, then so be it.
And you could see Jimmy's eyes basically saying, you're not the boss of me. And then he went back to LA Knight and said, if you still need somebody, I'm here. What a night it has been. As you see some of the headlines, it started off with John Cena addressing this crowd. He is beloved back here in his home state.
Right now, big Bronson Reed putting in the work at the expense of Jimmy Uso. I can't overstate how impressed I have been with Ozilla since forming the Vision. The man who took out Seth freaking Rollins in such a manner that it earned Seth's respect. Seth knew he couldn't accomplish his vision for WWE without Ozilla standing by his side. That is impressive.
The megastar looking to do damage against big Bronson Reed. 330 pounds, though, is tough to power up.
I think Knight might have gotten a little overzealous, but escapes out the back door, elbow on the ear of Knight.
Oh, he gets out of the way and trips up big Bronson Reed. It goes right into that corner.
LA Knight went low, and it paid off. Now unleashing a flurry of stomps.
He's wanted to get this moment, and he's delivering on it. And now the hip attack from Big Jim.
Jimmy Uso backing it up on big Bronson Reed, but here comes Breaker.
A little bit of teamwork against Breaker. 5 days away from the Usos against the Vision, and it's LA Knight getting the best of things with Jimmy Uso now.